Welcome everyone to a special game here. We have Clown90Official, and this is T90Official, by the way. This is T90Official playing against Levi over here in the blue, T90 in the red. Now, the story behind this game, T90 was feeling a little bit like he wanted to play some less serious games, clown it up a little bit, pick the clown civs, play the clown strats, do the clown things. Jumped on one of his old accounts. This is still a 2K plus account. Decided to call it Clown90Official, but this is T90Official. And if we look at this map, we can see we got something special in store. Your eyes do not deceive you. That's a 2-town center start for each player. 14 population and T90 off to the early lead, getting off to a better start. Lots of deer, 2 scouts. There's just a lot going on for these players as they've got to manage both economies right off the bat. As we take a look at the rest of the map, there's this kind of high place in the middle that offers nothing. Probably important for strategic control later on in the game, but all we have up here is a lonely lion. Strategic control, as it allows you to push down into your opponent's base on each side. And the players themselves are in these very deep places with hills all around. So it's very important. And this villager, headed out, don't know where. Trying to take that boar, I'm assuming. There he goes. And over here we have the same. No, over here just going to town on the sheep and the goats. Now Levi already getting some early walls up here, wanting to play protected. T90 sort of putting his houses, doing the same thing. When you've got this many villagers, 25 villagers, these players are looking at heading up to Castle Age as soon as possible, although they're definitely not there yet, with 0 food in the bank essentially for both of them. This 2-town center start lends you to spending an awful lot more food than you're used to, thereby being stuck in the feudal age. And one thing to note is with 2 scouts, you could scout rush your opponent right away in the Dark Age, and I think that's what Levi is about to do here. Bringing his scouts across looking for T90's base. And if you didn't notice, this is definitely a new mic, and also still a bit sick, so my voice is definitely not back to normal yet either. And it's late at night, drinking some tea, hot tea. Feels good. T90 bringing in, well, let's call him what he is, Clown90. Clown90 bringing in another boar here on this town center. This town center also with both boars in, so Clown90 with all the food. And almost no town center idle time. However, Levi just about to click up any minute now. And Levi on the way up to the next stage. No. Queues up a couple more villagers, not on the way up. Had the resources, but queued up a couple more villagers and suddenly 100 away. These scouts are run around, unable to do any damage. T90 still just gathering food from the food resources that are there and walling himself up. Levi very close to being fully walled on this entire 1/8 of the map. And T90 just getting started on that, letting his scouts, bringing his scouts together to fight off these scouts from Levi. Now let's talk about the civilizations. We have the Bengalis versus the Britons, and Clown90 playing as the Bengalis. Levi, I hate this. T90, same. Stressful starts indeed for these players, but fun for us nonetheless, and that's what it's about. We're here for the viewer experience, not for the playing experience. That's that. Both players heading up to the feudal age. And the Bengalis, a good civ with the elephant archer play. I hope that's what we're going to see. T90 dropping this barracks just a little bit late, so adding 3 villagers to it. That should do it. Whereas Levi, doing a pretty similar thing, a bit late with his barracks as well, building with 3 villagers. Going to be heading into archers as the Britons, no doubt about that. And these players have a lot of villagers. The ecos are 40 to 48. T90's blasted ahead in the eco department. I don't know what happened there. Oh, and we can see the elos of the players down here. This is nice. I don't know when this showed up. So Levi's at 2K2. And T90's 2K29. Clown 90. Which, again, we know T90 is a 2K4, so T90 definitely has the advantage here. Levi picks off a little goat there. Doesn't take it away, though. Nice of him. I don't know if he was trying to or not. And Levi on the way up to Castle Age. Clown 90 should be. Well, yeah. I guess waiting on that market. No? No reason? Okay. Clown 90 was getting that vision tech in, and he's on the way to Castle Age himself. Walling up, and this is a fairly wallable map for how large of an area these players have to wall off, and we're seeing fast castles from both, and I guess why not? Why not? And T90 with almost the quick gate. Gotta be clowning it up here. I don't know, do clowns do a lot of quick walls? Who knows? But neither player having transitioned into farming eco yet, so this is going to get dicey. There's going to be an awful lot of wood needed here pretty soon. Now, what's odd about these two town center starts is you've got two fully separate towns. They're not like together with one town center in the middle, one town center on wood and gold. You know, not like that. No, two wide open town centers far, far away from each other, and it's far more awkward than playing with two town centers later in the game. No, you wouldn't think that would be the case. It really is pretty awkward to play this way. And here come the archers, and Clown 90 is not ready for this. Archer's going to be breaking right in, able to deny these walls, and waltz right in to Clown 90's base, dropping a villager down, and Clown 90 in the Castle Age. And it's going to be crossbows in a hurry, where Clown 90 has not really made anything yet. I'm hoping to see the Elephant Archer play. Another town center drop to protect this area. That's coming in a little bit slow. Definitely a little bit slow. And T90 realizes that and drops a gate to try to delay that, but the archers just shoot it down. Gates don't have really any armor. And this is going to be another dead villager. Probably two dead villagers. No. Levi says, nope, wants none of that. Waltzes away. Timed it right. Levi knew what he was doing there very well. T90 with a lot of idle villagers and just a massive economy lead, though. I'm not sure why Levi has 6 minutes and 31 seconds of idle TC time. And indeed, it is the Elephant Archers. And Elephant Archers are very good against crossbows. The one problem they have, a 0.9 movement speed to the crossbow's 0.96. It's actually pretty close, but not quite as fast. And that is probably without husbandry, I would assume. Seeing a stable, they're affected by husbandry, so they actually probably get pretty close. So take it back, that's not really an issue. And these guys, if you look at these fight, it's massively in favor for T90, even though it's, 3 to 5 numbers advantage for Levi. Levi moving out with some more crossbows. The other thing about these elephants, they have all this HP. They also have a pretty good pierce armor with 2 base pierce armor to the crossbows. Why does it not show armor? Okay. 5 plus 2 pierce damage. I guess they just have no armor at this point, so it's not showing any 0/0 armor. As you see, no archer armor upgrades are in yet, and T90 has 1 archer armor upgrade, but the 2 base pierce armor, pretty substantial for these guys, along with 6 base attack, only 4 base range, whereas the crossbows for the Britons, crossbows with the 5 base range, 5 base attack, so less attack, more range, more movement speed, less HP. The crossbows, a more useful overall unit. The Elephant Archers, a bit of a counter. Let's say definitely a bit of a counter. Although it's a little awkward against the Britons with their heightened range sensibilities. And these guys have 230 hit points. This is before Bloodlines. So a stable comes out, makes these guys even better. And I really do like what the devs did. They wanted to see elephant archers being utilized more, so they made elephant archers a more utilizable unit. It kind of weakened them up a little bit and gave them a cheaper cost to bring them more in the playing field. It made them out of the archer range for a few civs. Levi looking at another place to punch through the walls. And if you've ever played, palisade walls are a deterrent rather than a defense. Your opponent can break right through them, as you can see, going right through. But this is going to allow Clown 90 to get a sandwich going, and this is going to be, whoo boy, a big sandwich. Not what Levi wanted here. Now, these guys don't deal a whole ton of damage, so, especially without ballistics, they're just missing. I think the projectile speed could be increased. Look at that. See the projectile speed for the elephant archers? Am I crazy, or is that projectile moving slower? You know, not just the fact that it's got too much arc. Like, these guys are firing. I don't know. Fire rate. Fire rate does not give fire rate. Okay, so we don't have fire rate stats. Ballistics needs to come in, and it is for T90. Ballistics coming in for both players here. And I think the big story of this game so far is just T90 managing the economy much better with 3 town centers to 4 still having a 20 villager lead. Ballistics in 3, 2, 1. And if these gates go up just enough to cause, yeah, see, now you can see they're hitting and the crossbows are dropping, and the crossbows just leaving a trail of dead bodies. As T90 has more elephants than Levi does crossbows, and Levi's got to switch into something. He does skirmishers. Now skirmishers still pretty good against the elephant archers, but not as good as they once were. That bonus damage that they do, that was added on to by the -7 pierce armor, not pierce armor, the -7 archer armor. Weird thing they did with the armor. They made it so that elephant archers took the regular bonus of a skirmisher, which I don't know what it is. It's a lot, and added 7 more to it. Now that's like 1, I think. So they still take a pretty good chunk of HP and don't do a whole lot to the skirmishers, but it's not like it used to be. T90 immediately adding the siege workshop in the middle of the map. That's what you want to do. T90 pushing across the map with a force that is hard to stop. Now, it's pretty easy to cost-effectively stop with these skirmishers, but not easy to stop, to actually stop. Levi gonna try to get a castle out here, and this fight is nice for T90 because he's on the hill, and that's just a mountain range. I would love for this would make hills, you know, okay, I don't actually want this, but I wouldn't have hated if Age of Empires 2 had a range hill mechanic as well as the damage, or range instead of damage, you know, something like that. I think it's Age of Empires 4 has stuff like that, and I think that's actually a great idea. Both players on the way to the Imperial Age now, and a Mangonel on the way out for T90. Gonna be getting some shots, and T90 now sees that castle foundation and says, I can do something about that. Takes the fight, and Levi has to back up, and this castle foundation gonna be denied, and I'm afraid we're gonna get the GG called in here when this castle gets denied. The Mangonel is down now. The elephant archers fighting with the skirmishers, not an efficient trade at all, but efficiency's not the name of the game here. Brute force is, and both players have big ecos, and it's not about efficiency. This castle, though, up to 70%. T90 might have trouble denying this, but the second Mangonel's out, and Levi doesn't know whether to commit or give up. He ends up giving up, has to be marched away from this castle, and T90 deletes his castle foundation and heads forward to place one on top of that castle foundation. He loses the villagers anyway. At 85%, this castle is denied, and T90 casually dropping a 2-villager castle on top of it, knowing that Levi doesn't have anything to stop him. Levi just trying to pump out skirmishers, needs a lot more production. T90's in the Imperial Age. I am worried that we might see the GG here, and yep, there it is. GG, well played to T90. What an interesting game. Clown90Official showing us how it's done with the elephant archers. And the KD is wild on this one. Absolutely wild. Terrific economy. And Levi with the better timings through the first 2 ages, but T90 with that nice age up. APM stats, you would think would actually be a little faster, but it was pretty slow game once it got going. Started out pretty hot with both players jumping off to an early, mid-70s, which is near their peak speed. You can see T90 hit his peak speed here, right here. Like, this early time was pretty spicy fast. And it stayed pretty fast. Well, I hope you enjoyed this cast of Clown90Official. If you did, drop a like, drop a subscribe if you want to see more stuff like this. We'll see you in the next one.